Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about MSTEST. MSTEST is a powerful unit testing framework that a part of .NET ecosystem. If you are even wonder how to assure your code works correctly and how to catch your bug early, then the MSTEST is the tool for you. By the end of this video, we will clear understanding of what MSTEST is, how to write unit testing using it, and how to test different part of your code efficiently. I will also show you the simple example to help you to start with MSTest right away. So let's get started. Before we move to the unit testing, first understand what is unit testing. Unit testing is a process of testing a small individual part of the program called unit to make sure they work correctly. A unit can be function, method, or classes in your code. The goal of the unit testing is to catch a bug early and assure that each unit works as expected both independently and when integrated with the other part of the system. For example, if you have a method that calculates the total price of the items in the shopping cart, you will write a unit test to check whether the methods return the correct total of the different set of inputs or not. Now let's talk about MSTest. MSTest is a unit testing framework in the .NET ecosystem. It allows developers to test individual pieces of code like method, functions, and classes to make sure they work correctly. It comes pre-installed with Visual Studio, so you do not need to install anything separately. It supports both in unit testing and integration testing. It allows a data-driven testing where you can test methods with a different set of inputs. MSTest make it easy to debug a test, handle the exception, and generate the detailed test report. Let's understand the key features of the MSTest. First is built-in with Visual Studio. Since the MSTest comes pre-installed with the Visual Studio, there is no need for additional setup. Second is support a unit testing. You can test both small piece of code and how they work together. Third one is the data-driven testing. You can pass a different set of data to test method, make it easy to cover a variety of scenarios. Fourth one is parallel testing execution. MSTest allows you to run multiple tests at the same time, which speed up the testing process. And last one is exception handling and validation. You can test whether the correct exceptions are thrown when something goes wrong. Then now understand the MSTest attributes. There are so many attributes are there. First is test class. Make a class as a test class so that MSTest recognize it when execution test. Without this attribute, MSTest will ignore the class and wasn't run any test inside it. Second one is test method. Make a method as a test method so that the MSTest know to execute it as a part of the test suite. Third one is test initialize. Run before each test in the class. Used to set up a source, object or inline value required for the test. Fourth one is test cleanup. Run after each test in the class. Used to release a source and reset a state after the test has run. Fifth one is data row. Provide input data to a test method. Use with data test method to execute the same test with different input values. Sixth one is expected exception. specific the types of exception that should be thrown during the test. Data test method. To allow a running the same test method with multiple set of data using data. Now let's talk about this 3A pattern in MSTEST. This 3A pattern stands for arrange, act and assert. It is widely used a pattern in unit testing that help organize and structure test case in the clear and consistent way. MSTEST follows this pattern to write effective and readable test case. First, understand arrange, act and assert one by one. First is arrange. Set up the necessary object and prepare the environment for the test. Act. To perform the action and methods you want to test. And third one is assert. To verify the outcome of the expected. There are so many assert methods are there. First is R equal method to check if the expected value match the actual value. Second one is the R not equal method to check if the expected value is not equal to actual value. Third one is true method to check if the specific condition is true. Fourth method is false to check if the specific condition is false. Fifth one is null method to check if the specific object is null. Sixth one is not null method to check if the specific object is not null. And seventh one is throw exception method to check if the specific method throw an exception on the type T. Then let's move to the example of the MSTEST. I hope you like this video. Subscribe to my channel for more interesting video. Thank you.